Today, I think this is going to be a little bit, a little bit of uh, a rant video, rant audio. Um, I wonder why there are so many takers. Why are there so many takers out here? You can't meet people, you can't have a relationship. When you meet people, they're nice and everything. And I mean, like, oh, a couple weeks in, they start with the taking. Why is it that people take so much from others and they don't offer anything back? Like, this is one thing that I have been running into because, like I said, I'm a single person and I date. I run into so many takers. I I talk to men, and men always say, "Oh, women all they want is money." Well, let me tell you something. I'm a woman and I date men, and it's the same for us. All they want, all they do. I mean, if I go out with someone and I start dating them within week 3, they're asking me for money. Week 1, they're asking me for sex. That's week 1. Um, Week 3, they're starting to ask me for money. And I usually, like I say, I'm one of those people that are slow to get to know a person, but I usually say no. And let me explain why. And usually, when I say no, the relationship is over at that point. They don't like me anymore. Oh, you're stingy. You're this. You're that. You don't want nobody taken from you. Let me tell you, I have put someone through school when I was younger. I helped someone go through school. I was paying this person tuition to help them get through school while I was going through school. I helped someone purchase a car, okay, and keep their car payments because I was in love with this person and they were having money problems and they kept getting in trouble. And me, being young and dumb, I was paying their car note to make sure that, because I knew that they needed a car and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I have done my share of helping and things like that. Um, I don't know why people are such takers, and the reason why a lot of the time say no is because of this. I'm a woman, and yes, I'm a woman, but I've had to work hard to get the little tiny things that I have in my life. There wasn't a shop that I could go where somebody was just handing things to me. I had to work hard. There were times where this was one of my schedules. I would go to school because I was in college. I would have all my classes before 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, I would go to my first job, and I worked in a English department, so I was a secretary there. At 4 o'clock, when school was out, I would go to McDonald's and work at McDonald's until about 10 o'clock at night. I did that almost every day. And then I would go home, go to sleep, and do it again the next day. And I wasn't asking men for money. I wasn't asking boys at the time for money. I was wanting to have my own apartment. I wanted to live on my own. And I live in a small town where you don't make a lot of money. And I had to do what I had to do to support myself. But when I graduated from college, I had like very good grades, okay? Very good grades. So even though I was working, I couldn't let my grades drop. I had to keep my grades high and I had to make sure I had money coming in my house. So I have a different perspective when I meet a healthy man asking me for money. That's the background that I'm coming from. I'm coming from a background where I worked at a company, from 8 o'clock in the morning to what is it? What time we got off? 5 o'clock. Cross the street at 5 o'clock from the company I was at, and went to Burlington Coat Factory at 5:30. I ate something really quick. Went to Burlington Coat Factory, worked from 5:30 to 10 when they closed. Counted my money because I was a cashier. and then went home, got home by 12 because I lived in Tennessee at the time, and then went to bed and got up and rinse and repeat and did it again. So when a man comes up to me and start asking me for money, I have very little patience with it. And they always, oh, you're so stingy, you're stingy. No, I'm not stingy. It's just that I you know I wasn't taught that you beg people out of money. I wasn't taught like that. I had a father that talked to me every day and told me things. I had a family, and I was taught that you work hard. I wasn't taught that you go around the women and beg them out of money. I wasn't taught that you go around the men and beg them out of money and beg them for stuff. They come to your house, and if you live decently, then all of a sudden now you got a predator, somebody preying on you. I don't understand what is wrong with people today. And I'm sorry for when I get kind of riled up or whatever, I have a accent. I have a southern accent, so it gets thicker. So, um, but it's just so strange how people are. This one guy, I have a friend of mine, and me and him have been friends for a while. What was the breakthrough with our friendship was, one day he thought I was one type of person, I guess. And then one day he came down to visit, and he missed his train. He told me what time the train was. So we got there. When we got there, the train had left, okay? And so he said, "Oh my gosh, I lost the train. I missed the train. I have to get to work today." The train didn't come back to the town until the next day. So, and we don't have buses that go like that. So he was stuck. Okay. So I looked at my watch and I was like, okay, I don't have to work today. I got family in Chicago. Let me just go up to Chicago. I gassed my car up. I said, come on, I'll take you up there. That's like a 4 to 5 hour trip. Okay. I drove him all the way from my town, all the way to Chicago. That was a friend. Okay. And ever since then, that made our friendship like get very strong, you know, and it wasn't that, and I did that for him. And it was because I'm about to cough. It was because I was showing him friendship. And he was like, wow, most people aren't going to drive you 4 hours to get to your job. I made sure he got to his job on time. I was like, let's gas up, let's go. So, and then at that time, he realized what type of person I was. But I noticed that when I meet people, they are, they take, they don't try to get to know you. They don't try to spend time with you. 2 minutes in, they're trying to take from you. And then they get mad because you don't give them whatever, and then they don't speak to you anymore. And it's like, I'm not a taker. I mean, I'm a giving person, but I have to get to know you. I just don't go 20 minutes in and start giving you money. Now, of course, I will be kind to you and nice to you and treat you well, but I'm not going to start handing you. I mean, I've had guys ask me for $200. I had one man ask me for $500 and got mad at me because I said no. I'm not giving you $500. No. You know, well, I know you have the $500. So I go to work every day. I have a job. And you don't know I have $500. You don't know that. He assumed I had $500. But whether I did or not was none of his business. But he put his lips together to ask me for $500, and I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. Instead of you going out to get a job, instead of you taking care of yourself, you laying on women. Instead of you going out to a job, instead of you taking care of yourself, you laying on a man. Why don't you work? I've worked, I've worked when I was younger. I worked McDonald's, I've worked Subway. I worked on my campus. I did whatever I had to do to take care of myself. I was selling Avon, everything, trying to hustle and make money, you know. And I had a college degree and I was working. I couldn't get a job in my field, but I was able to get a job as a CNA. Now, a CNA, that's a rough job. I was sitting there, college educated, working as a CNA, cleaning people, wiping their behinds, helping them, doing some of the most, whatever type of job I had to do. But I had to support myself, and so if I can do that for myself, you can do it too. And so that's one of the reasons why a lot of times when men ask me for money, I'm like, no, no, I'm not going to do it. You can go to McDonald's, work at McDonald's, you know, in the morning. You can go to Taco Bell and work at Taco Bell in the afternoon. It's okay. Money is green and it's fine. Money is green and it's fine. If you work a job and it's an honest job, you do what you have to do to survive. You work two jobs, you work a third job, you sell Avon, you sell and like when I meet guys that hustle and they're not and I mean not in a not selling drugs or doing illegal stuff, but when they hustle, they get out there and do what they have to do to make their money. That is so like that I have so much respect when I see men do that. When I see a person do that. Like if I date someone or meet someone and that guy is working and he doing what he have to do, I'm like, wow, that makes me so proud of that person. Like if I meet a man and I don't care, like I have a college education, but if I met a man that was at McDonald's in the morning and Taco Bell at night and he was bringing home the check, that's fine. You know, as long he's working a decent job, he's bringing in money. I'll make all the money. I'll bring in most of the money. But he's contributing, he's not doing, shady things, so I guess the thing is, my topic today or my rant today is like, why are people such takers? Why do you enter relationships just to take from the person? Why can't you enter a relationship and be somewhat of a giver? You know, why is it that you can't you keep asking me for stuff and asking something for me, but you haven't put your lips together to offer me nothing. You haven't offered me a piece of gum, a chiclet. I haven't said that in a long time, but like you haven't offered me a piece of gum, but yet you have your nerve to put your lips together and ask me for $200, $300, $500, $50, but you don't offer me nothing. You don't bring me nothing. Christmas come, I don't even get a card. My birthday come, I don't even get a card of 50-cent necklace. I don't get anything. Um, you don't show up with flowers, nothing. But you in my face all the time asking me for something. And I understand when guys say that women all they want is money. And I do, understand that when you get in a relationship with someone, now I do understand that it's okay for the person to help you financially. If you are giving to him and he's giving to you, then that's cool, for him to help you financially or her to help you financially. But when you doing absolutely nothing but taking and taking and taking, and then you getting mad at me because I'm not acting like an ATM and I say no, get a job, then now you're mad at me. That's not my fault, you know? Maybe you need to look in the mirror a little bit and reevaluate yourself. So, I do understand what guys say about women. I do understand that, but let me tell you guys, women, we go through the same thing. And, people get embarrassed because they work at McDonald's and stuff. But believe me, I've worked at McDonald's when I was younger, and those jobs are jobs. They pay, they don't pay a lot, but they're jobs and they're honest jobs. So there's nothing wrong with that. Um, and I don't have a problem helping someone, but, you know, I just wonder, you know, why people are they take so much, but yet they give so little. And then to ask them, like, this one woman was talking to her brother or something like that on TV. And he said, oh, yeah, this girl did this for me, this girl did that for me. And then his sister, she was talking to her brother. She said, well, what have you done for her? And he was like, looked at her crazy, like, nothing. And he was really cool about that. Like, nothing. And that's the mindset of people today. People are just takers. They don't offer you nothing. They don't bring nothing to the table. They ain't trying to help you, but they want you to constantly help them. And if you don't help them, then they're mad at you and they don't want to be bothered with you any longer. So, you know, if you like what I'm talking about, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and we will continue these discussions next week. So please tell me what you think in the comment section. Give me your ideas. Tell me if you experience this kind of thing. I know guys do because guys tell me this. I have guy friends and they tell me this all the time that this is what they experience with women. So, some of the women out here, if you're listening to me, tell me if you experience this too. I don't know. So anyway, like, subscribe again, and hit the notification button, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.